Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage. Huntsville, you guys know why you are here. Today I wanted to provide you guys of a receipt of an example of who is at least striking at least one content creator's channel. So this is courtesy of the Money Making Mel fan page. Shout out to them. Nickname sounds familiar, but look at this, you guys. Look at your screens. Look at this. So it tells you if your channel has ever been, had a copyright strike. It tells you who's doing the striking, right? And in this example, of course, it says content removed by Carlos King, you guys. And, basically how the copyright strikes go, they ask you to take down your video because they believe it contains material that violates their copyright. You get your video removed, and if you get 3 copyright strikes, your account, along with any other channels, will be subject to termination. So, for me, I kind of suspected this was him and or the swindler couples that are on the show, because Show Enough keeps going on live talking about how she's going to take down all these people's channels and how she's consulting with the swindlers. I have several issues with this, because one, I want to know who you're protecting. Are you protecting Martell, or are you protecting the swindlers? Is what I want to know. Number one. Number two, how dare you go to Melody Cherie's event and make it seem like you have a live podcast tour, but so far only Melody Cherie is the only quote-unquote tour date you had. So where's the rest of the tour dates? Where are the rest of the raindrops? And why did you use Melody Cherie Rogers for clout to get paid and all of these things from the millimeters, and you have yet to announce any other dates with any reality stars? And number 3, here's the thing: if you don't like, how are you going to go on all these platforms, become a YouTube star and do all of these interviews, specifically primarily with Bravo people, and talk about, oh, it's no big deal what people say, if they like me or they don't like me or whatever, all of these things, but yet you're going behind on other people's platforms trying to get their channels taken down because you don't like what they're posting, you don't like what they're saying, you don't like them exposing what the real is. Make it make sense. But here's the thing: you're ruining your legacy. You're ruining your legacy by, going after content creators who were in this space before you were. You were the executive producer of reality television. You weren't a YouTube star or a YouTube content creator or any of these things, or a podcast. You were not any of these things prior to. But what happened was you saw the popularity of other reality stars having their YouTube channels, such as Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine, such as Candy Burris would speak on it when she was going over the behind-the-scenes stuff that pertained to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you thought to yourself, you know what, I can do this. And since you couldn't get a radio show on Sirius XM like Andy Cohen, you figured that becoming a YouTube star was the next best thing, except where you got in your feelings when Simone from Married to Medicine basically called you a blogger. You got in your feelings when Dr. Heavenly told you to your face that you were biased and had some special affinity towards Quad from Married to Medicine. And then Mariah got you together for being biased and saying, how are you going to say to my face that, the show isn't the same without me? But then you're up here telling Quad that she is the reason that the show is a success and that the show is boring without her. So you have been called out several times because you have gotten too close with certain people to where you play favoritism, and then you allow the people that you deem quote unquote your favorites to portray fake storylines on the shows that you produce. And the people who have real stuff going on, who have real things that they want to tell the people and share their real stories and their real businesses, is
is left on the cutting room floor and is being used by production to facilitate drama so that they get a negative edit and look like they're the issue, when the issue is the fake storylines that people only seem to come up with whenever filming is in session. Now, it's going to remain to be seen on whether or not Martell is in fact, back for season 7, because again, I can't say for certain whether or not he is. Just because he was at Stormy's event the other night, the Lovers and Friends Gala, doesn't necessarily mean that he is going to be on the show season 7. Heck, we don't even know if this gala is even going to make the show, because remember, Stormy also had the party at the pasture thing, and she thought that little hoedown thing was going to make the show, and it was nowhere to be found, you guys. It was nowhere to be found. She thought, I think what she's thinking, what her mindset is she is thinking that if she does these over-the-top gaudy events to compete with Mel, because Mel has consistently been doing events prior to the existence of Love and Marriage Huntsville, she thinks it's going to make the show, and thinks it's going to legitimize her as a real businesswoman, a real, somebody who's really trying to give back and do all these things. But it's so obvious you're only doing this when filming's in session. You're no different than the swindlers. You're no different than the swindlers, as far as I'm concerned, because you're really trying to scam the people into thinking that all of these things are going on when it's not true. But my thing with Carlos King is you can't be a hypocrite. You can't be a hypocrite and go after content creators who are supporters of Melody Cherie Rogers, or who say favorable things about Melody Cherie Rogers, because you still want to prop up people who are providing fake storylines on the show. And that's not fair. The whole point when you're producing a show, you're supposed to be unbiased. You're supposed to give everybody a fair opportunity to tell their story, to present their story to others. And you are not providing that to people. Instead, you are allowing chaos to ensue. You are allowing drama to ensue. You are allowing, Melody Cherie Rogers to be bullied and isolated for several seasons. And I need to know what's up, because now all of a sudden, finally, the Scotts have unfollowed Martell Holt. But what does that really mean in the grand scheme of things if you're still protecting him? Allegedly, right? How can you go in January 21st to your quote-unquote only tour date of the live podcast event, watch Melody Cherie Rogers cry, and ask you to your face if you knew on purpose that Martell Holt was still filming the show, even though she has conveyed that she does not feel safe around this man. She wants this man fired. She has to have security and therapists on set anytime filming is taking place, because she doesn't know whether or not her ex-husband is going to pop up and say something crazy or try to provoke her or gaslight her or whatever else. And you quickly change the subject, and you try to bring other people up there on, the panel to redirect away from Melody Cherie, when this event was supposed to be about Melody Cherie Rogers. It wasn't supposed to be about anybody else. So it's just wild to me that in 2024, you're up here talking about standing on business, but really you're standing on chaos. You're standing on chaos and mess and discord and drama, and it's not okay. It's not okay. You can't say one moment that you're fine whether or not people, support you, critique you, whatever, but then going behind these same people's back, who is putting your show on the map, who is responsible for your show being the #1 show on the OWN network, and trying to get their channels taken away because you don't like the fact that they are exposing certain cast members. But here's the thing. This is just going to make people go harder and dig harder into other people who you are protecting to expose the truth. It's going to make matters worse. And I just don't understand why you want to go down with the ship all to protect swindlers and Martell Holt, allegedly, right? So, but, forewarning, like I said in my previous video, once I get the full confirmation that Martell is in fact back, whether he appears in the season 7 trailer or appears in an episode, it's on and popping as far as the boycott and the blackout is concerned. And you think the ratings decreased really bad when Show Enough, was doing her shenanigans and talking about the Holt kids? Oh, you've seen nothing yet. You've seen nothing yet because you use these people and you use Melody Cherie Rogers to get some coin, only to continue with the foolery. She has told you multiple times she almost quit the show because of all of the chaos that is taking place with her ex-husband. He's getting arrested. He's sending her harassing text messages. He's trying to release Revenge P and use his mistress and all of these other things, and you're doing nothing about it. You're playing like you have no idea what's happening. But yet you call yourself the king of reality TV, and you seem to know what is going on with everybody else's business. So make it make sense. So there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.